So it's Skinwalker Hidden Valley Ranch with you with some late night ranch content. We're going to be talking about fictitious weapons. My favorite from media, whether it's movies or video games. Today we'll be talking about the Chinese Type 93 from Fallout 3 and its real world uh, aesthetics and how it could actually function and its variants. But yeah, if you think of the name Type 93, I'm thinking it means it was put in development 93 years after the Chinese Communist Party was founded. So that would be like around 2014, which makes sense for the Fallout timeline. I personally believe that the Fallout timeline diverges in 1960. And if you look at like Fallout 2, it's got the P90 in it, and that's a 90s weapon. So it makes sense that there's very much Cold War and on inspired weaponry in Fallout. So I'm pretty sure that the People's Republic of China and Fallout produced the Type 56 just like they did in our timeline. And then sometimes in 2014, they perhaps replaced it with the Type 93 or started to supplement it with the Type 93. Uh, as you can see from the Type 93, if you look at the, the receiver, I'm pretty sure that the receiver is a machined receiver. And if you notice it, you can't, and the Fallout 3 texture is kind of potato quality, but you can't tell if there is a riveted in trunnion, and I don't think there is. I don't see any rivets on the receiver, and it makes sense because China would have had tons of manpower. They wanted to make a super durable rifle because of the resource wars. They couldn't manufacture tons of spare parts or service rifles regularly. So I'm pretty sure it is a forged and machined receiver, just like the early Type 56s, although I do think it's been modified in a lot of ways to be slightly lighter and stronger and modernized. If you look at the muzzle device, it's got a very much similar to like the Polish barrel rifle. Uh, and I guarantee you could also launch rifle grenades because if you look, it almost looks like there's a little spring retainer for a rifle grenade on it. And then if you go back to the gas block, it's clearly got an adjustable gas system, probably for launching said rifle grenades like the Yugo M70 Serbian AKs or Yugoslavian AKs. Uh, to make it more accurate, they dogleg the rear sight on the gas block further forward to try to give it as great a sight radius as possible because in the Fallout timeline and the Resource Wars, ammunition production probably wasn't great in any country, and they needed to make every round count, so they wanted to bring accuracy to the Kalashnikov system, more accuracy rather. I think they did the Galil route with having the top cover retained probably by the clamped on RPD style handguard. I don't think it's a RPD handguard. I think it's made with the same tooling probably because China and the Fallout universe for sure was making the RPD2. They adopted it at the same time when they adopted the Type 56 AK, so it would have made sense. They had the tooling available. Also, I think not only to make it more accurate, but to give it better sustained fire. I have a theory that this under the handguard is probably some kind of quick change barrel mechanism. Also, probably a way to give it greater heat resistance in case it needed to be used as in a more of an LMG role. Uh, I do think the thing on the barrel is not a AK-107 gas system, nor is it made to strengthen the barrel. I think it's a harmonizer, kind of like the old Mini 14s have, that try to draw every bit of accuracy it could out of the system. Uh, the rear side has been moved to the top cover. I think the top cover has a tensioning device on the end of it, along with probably a camming device on the spring button to keep it retained. And I believe optics could probably be mounted on it, although it does have a side rail, it appears to have one as well. So it probably could use multiple optic systems. The rear side has been moved, of course, to the top cover to extend the sight radius. If you look at the pistol grip, it's a very standard Chinese checkered pattern pistol grip, so probably the same from a Type 56. No need to change that; it worked fine. The magazine release is very much like once again a Polish Baril or a Galil type mag release, where it's extended and lengthened to probably make changing magazines slightly easier. The magazines, I have a theory that the Chinese rifles in China meant for Chinese use were all either in 7.62 by 39 or the 5.8 by 41 cartridge, hence the curvature of the magazines. The ones you encounter in Fallout 3 and the Capital Wasteland have either been hastily converted to 5.56 over centuries after the Great War, or were imported that way and are like a Type 93 1 or something like that in Chinese designation. And the magazines happen to be Hodged 7.62 magazines to get them to feed 5.56, and that's why they only hold 24 cartridges. If you look at the safety, it's got a very standard AK style safety. The Fallout 3 model is potato quality once again, so it's really hard to tell. It looks further back than it should be, but on other models, like they've cleaned up for Fallout New Vegas, TL2 Wastelands, it's in the right place. So I'm just going to say it's in the right place, and it's probably a standard AK safety. There was no reason to mess with the fire control group for what they were trying to accomplish, so I'm sure it stayed the same. Uh, if you look at the stock, it's clearly a folding style Galil stock or a possibly a FAL style folding stock. It's hinged into the receiver. It looks like the receiver could take different stocks. It probably has a dovetail where it slides in and out. It looks like there's remnants of what should be a grenade launching recoil pad on it, but I think it's rotted away in Fallout 3 because it's 200 years old. And I have a theory there was probably plastic or bakelite parts also in this stock to make it more comfortable that have probably also disintegrated over 200 years, leaving just kind of a bare metal wire stock in its place. Uh, but yeah, that's my theories. You've probably seen the Forgotten Weapons video on someone doing this to a turning a Norinco hunter into a real as it can get Type 93. I'd love to do that one day if I could come across a hunter that's reasonably priced and Galil parts and fabricate some of my own parts, and you can get it very close to Type 93. But yeah, this is just going to be a new type of video format, and I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. And yeah, that's it for this one.